Keeping it real, who that sports pod, legendary coach Rob, Dog 17. Let's rock. Who that? Boss kick, black and gold. Let's go. First and goal from the one. Let's believe we go punch. Punching in, get them punch. With them Saints, watch us march. Down the field, down your throat. Keeping it real, who that sports. Breaking news, interviews, open lines just for you. Call in, join in. Who that nation? How you doing, baby? Come on in. Take a seat, sit back, relax, put your feet up, grab a drink, and let's talk Saint football. Y'all know what time it is. Time to keep it real. Let's go. Family, family, family. The doors are not open, so come on in. What's going on, family? It's your boy, Dolph Jackson. Welcome to the Saints Juice of the Day. Welcome to the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. And we are presented by the Come On In Sports Network. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate your family. I ain't going to keep you alone tonight, family. We're going to talk a little Saints football. Saints this upcoming Sunday looking for their first win in their last 8 outings. That's right. If you count the last 4 games of last season and the 0-4 start for the New Orleans Saints this season, the Saints will enter Sunday's game losers of their last 8 contests. Enough of that. The Saints must find a way to win this game Sunday. Coming into the building will be a young man that many thought would be wearing the black and gold. And that's Giants quarterback Jackson Dart, who got his first start last week and upset the previously undefeated LA Chargers. On the other side, the New Orleans Saints selected Tyler Shep with the 40th overall selection in this past draft, passing over Jackson Dart. Dart has a chip on his shoulder, he mentioned earlier this week. So this game is going to be important to him to show the Saints, hey, you made the wrong decision. I should have been your guy. But there was another guy that was already in the building who was coming off his rookie season, a season in which he was thrust into action when he did not even believe, or many believed, that he would even see the field. We're talking about one Spencer Rattler. Say what you may, circumstances and all, he failed to win a game in each and every single start he had last season. And after winning the same starting quarterback position for the 2024 season, the calendar month has changed to October, and Spencer Rattler is still looking for his first win as a starting professional quarterback in the National Football League. Now, has everything been on Spencer for the reason that he is currently winless as a starting quarterback in the National Football League? No. But he is not to blame. Let's go to week 1. Chris Olave, beautiful route ran, wide open in the end zone. Spencer, you got to hit that horrible throw behind him. I know we all said it because we're in our feelings in the moment. Man, number 1 receiver catches that. A starting quarterback in the NFL puts that ball where it has to go to a wide open receiver. You don't get that wide open in the NFL. Then again, he missed it again. There's a San Francisco game. Well, San Francisco game, I would say, was his best game as a quarterback for the New Orleans Saints of his career. 3 touchdown performance, a game that, quite frankly, he should have got his first win in. But We know what that's about. Then we go to last week where the Saints played a very good football game against arguably one of the top tier teams in the National Football League in the Buffalo Bills. The Saints could have stung the entire NFL nation with a halftime lead over the Buffalo Bills. But Spencer Rattler missed Brandon Cooks in the end zone wide open. So again, Spencer Rattler is not without blame. But at the same time, Spencer Rattler is not the reason the Saints are 0-4. How about a horrible defense? How about a defense that is still trying to find themselves? A defense that is still trying to come into their own. A defense that is trying to get comfortable with Brandon Staley's system. I don't believe Coach Staley has the necessary pieces to run the defense that he currently wishes to run. Isaac Yiadom, unfortunately, will be out this Sunday because of injury. I only say unfortunately because of injury. If he was healthy, I still would not want to see him starting this Sunday. I would want to see Quincy Riley. Not because Ike's a terrible player, but we saw Ike. He's what he is. He's what he is. He's in the NFL. He started in the NFL. He's got paydays in the NFL. He's an average cornerback in the NFL. Quincy Riley was drafted and came into this organization known as a ball hawk, a person that is always around the ball. And immediately he gets in the game and he's around the ball. Then there's Jonas Sanker, forced into action after Julian Blackman unfortunately goes down after 1 week starting for the New Orleans Saints. Jonas Sanker, I'm telling you, he had a whale of a game last week, especially on back-to-back plays covering the tight end one-on-one. And let's not get this misconstrued. Dalton Knox and Dalton Kincaid are one of the best tandem of tight ends in the National Football League. And Jonas Sanker more than held his own. And him showing that range to cover, get to the sidelines and make that intercept show the side of his playing ability that many thought was lacking, his range. All said that he was an in-the-box safety, but he could be a liability in coverage. Not for what I saw Sunday. I think this Saints draft class, family, I know it's early, but I think this is a promising draft class. We can finally been a hit on the draft class since 2017. But it's early, just the beginning of September, and we're once again looking for our first win. This week, the Saints come home, they take on the New York Giants, a team that just got their first win last week after benching Russell Wilson and gone to their number one draft choice quarterback, Jackson Dart. And they beat the Chargers. The same Chargers that were 3-0. The same Chargers that beat the Chiefs, the Raiders, and Broncos. The same Chargers who had Justin Herbert. The same Chargers who had the number one defense, one of the best defenses in the National Football League. And Jackson Dart went out down his first drive and went 80 yards for a touchdown. You know what they say sometimes when you don't know, you don't know? He didn't know he's not supposed to do that. Well, somebody should have told Jackson Dart he wasn't supposed to do that. Because damn it, he did it. Jackson Dart did it. Matter of fact, Jackson Dart had one passing touchdown and one rushing touchdown with no interceptions in his first career start. He's the only rookie quarterback, Jackson Dart is the only rookie quarterback since 1970 with 1+ passing touchdown and 1+ rushing touchdown in each of their first 2 NFL starts. The other 2 were Tim Tebow in 2010, he went 1-1, and Cam Newton of the Carolina Panthers in 2011, Cam lost both of his games. So Jackson Dart and the Giants will be coming to the Superdome flying high, feeling good about themselves as they should, and looking at an 0-4 Saints team and saying we should win this game. We should be 2-3 after this game. As for the New Orleans Saints, again, Spencer Rattler is your starting quarterback. Spencer Rattler has done nothing. I'm going to say it again. Spencer Rattler has done nothing to lose the starting job as the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. You got to get a W, though. At some point, at some time, Spencer has to change from being just the reason they don't lose to becoming the reason they win. You see those superstars, those Josh Allens, those Patrick Mahomes, those John Elways, those Peyton Mannings, those Drew Brees, they were the reason teams won, but it didn't happen overnight. Spencer Rattler's throwing 5 touchdowns and only 1 interception in 2025. That's the best touchdown to interception ratio by any quarterback with 100+ passing attempts, but 0 wins over the team's first 4 games of a season since the 1970 merger. You know who he was in? You know who he's in that category with? A Hall of Famer. Because that record was previously held by Hall of Fame quarterback Warren Moon, who had a 4-1 touchdown intercept ratio through 4 games in 1970. So 2 young quarterbacks would duel it out in the Superdome. The Giants come off a literal victory. The Saints come off a moral victory. Because many thought after that horrendous performance in Seattle that more of the same or worse will happen to them in Buffalo. But that team came out last week and they fought. It didn't start that way. They fought. And they bounced back. Great effort. But simply put, the Saints are just not good enough right now to cross the finish line. Things have to get better and things have to change. There's no superheroes coming to the rescue. The Saints are going to have to develop their young talent. The veterans on this team are going to have to help their young quarterback by not dropping wide open 3rd down passes that can lead to a 1st down and a drive that could potentially lead to punts. Spencer Rattler has to help himself by throwing a catchable, well-placed ball to a wide receiver when he has a 2-yard separation on a defensive back in the NFL, which is wide open. Kellen has to call a better game. You were running the ball, you were dominant, you had Buffalo's defense on the hill, and you let them off the hook by calling the Philly special. It was poorly executed, by the way. That was a wounded duck, a mud duck, thrown up by Chris Olave. But did you really need that call right there? Was that the proper call right there? No, it wasn't. They couldn't stop you from running the ball. And you would have had a chance to double up, score before the half, end of the half, and receive the second half kickoff and possibly score again. But instead, you go 0 for 0. You don't score before the end of the half by turning the ball over, and then you come out the locker room and go 3-and-out, and you don't score to start the second half. So a valiant effort by the New Orleans Saints, but once again they come up short, they fall short, and we're sitting here waiting to see this Sunday. Dang, can we finally get a win in the Superdome? Can you finally get the fans in the dome, baby? Can you finally give them something to go home happy about? Can you finally let them just release that energy to be like just woosah, like, man, we finally won another game, a home game. We finally won a home game. Can you do that? Can Kellen Moore get his first win as a head coach? Kellen Moore is learning. He's a rookie too. He's learning on the job. And hopefully he learned from his bad call. That was a bad play call. I understand you want to be aggressive, but was that the time to call that? Just line up and play smash mouth football on these guys, man. Buffalo may be undefeated, but they got some problems with their defense. Got some problems on their defense. But we're talking about our 0-4 New Orleans Saints. Close, but yet still far away. All right, family, let's go to the chat. Let's see who's in the chat. Rose City is in the building. Rose, how you doing? Come on in. Lou Dove for real. How you doing? Come on in. Dove say Breeze will be at the game Sunday. All right. Uncle Jerry, how you doing? Come on in. Thoughts on the new lease agreement keeping the Saints in the Superdome long term? I knew it was coming, man. Just a matter of time, man. Saints are New Orleans, brother. Saints are New Orleans. New Orleans is the Saints, bro. Rose says, bro, are you a Falcon fan? Who's a Falcon fan? Who you talking? Bro, who you talking to? Who Rose asking are they a Falcon fan? Hold on, let me go to the top of the chat. I got Jerry. Oh my God, Saint Doug. Doug, what's going on, baby? Come on in. Doug is in the building. Still Bill, what's up, baby? Come on in. My God, Still Bill is in the building. All right, Saint Doug, Jerry. Who that Records? How you doing? If the Saints don't win another game, whoop-de-doo, we getting a first pick. Yeah, but who the hell we gonna pick? Because I don't know about y'all. There ain't a quarterback playing in the NCAA right now that impresses me or that shows me that, hey, that's a franchise quarterback. That's a quarterback I want to put my future into. There's not a quarterback playing right now in the NCAA that I personally, in my own personal opinion, that I think who's really better than Spencer Rattler right now playing college football? I'm talking about the big. You go to Penn State, you go to Georgia, you go to Alabama, you go to Clemson. What happened to Klutnick, the young man's name for Clemson? Thought he was supposed to be such a high command, man. I just don't see. Hurricane Mike in the building. There's a hurricane coming through. What up, Hurricane Mike, baby? Mike in the building. Justin Wallace, what's going on, baby? Come on in. Who else we got here? Man, the family's in the building on a Friday night, baby. We coming in. I was about to say activate Jay Hanger so we can see. Man, you're starting early, baby. You're starting early. You got me by the end of the damn show right now, man. What up, Records, baby? What's up, baby? I miss you, brother. All right. Rose City says, in the words of Keith Sweat, nobody, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. So it's like, all right, say we do get the first pick in the draft. Who you going for? Y'all still want to tank for Nussmeier? Y'all still want to tank for Arch? Klubnik? The kid up there at Penn State, whose name my name slips me right now. Who is it? Because right now, when I look at all of them, I see second string backup quarterbacks. But you know what the media do? They'll man, look, they'll shine them up all nice and neat. You know what I'm saying? They'll sandpaper them down, repaint them, baby. Prime them, repaint them, make them look real good. Next thing you know, they're the biggest thing since sliced bread. And try to make us forget what we just sit down and watch a whole college football season of them. Man, stop it, man. To me, a quarter that right now, how he's looking, not a quarterback right now should be the #1 overall pick in the 2026 draft. And the Saints will be an ass to pick one of them in the first round just because. And by the way, how Spencer Rattler's playing, I see growth every game by Spencer Rattler. Isn't that what you want from your quarterback? I know all of you haters in here who are just waiting for him to fall, who can't wait to see Tyler Shuck get out there. When it's time, it's time. Or maybe it won't be time. Maybe Spencer keeps him on the bench the entire season. Oh, I know the kid got 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. Should have 7. I ain't letting that go. Nah, you should have 7. I'm a Saint fan. I ain't just a Rattler fan or a Shuck fan like a lot of y'all are. He should have 7 touchdowns right now. It should be 7-1. You got to hit them wide open receivers, man. You got to, man. You got to. All right. Who that says, I don't need a QB going, go get a defensive end. Yeah, we do need defense. Normal guy, what's going on with you, baby? Get on up in here. Normal guy in the building. All right. Rose City say trolling Jake Haynes, stop it. Man, is that man still on the team? Who knows, man? Well, look, family, what I want to do, we're going to go behind enemy lines now. And New York Giants offensive lineman made his return last week. And he's in here in Coach, this is Coach Daboll's show. And he's talking to Thomas, the left tackle for the Giants. He's talking to former offensive lineman Shane O'Hara of the New York Giants. So let's turn that music down. Let's take a listen. And listen to what he's talking about, because we can look for a lot of this Sunday. Because that kid from Arizona State, who we all felt in love with last year running that ball, Scalable, he coming to the dome, baby. He coming to the dome. And he reminds me, and let me know if y'all agree with this comp or not. I kind of see a young Mike Allstott. Let's take a listen, baby. Let's take a listen.
Great victory at home against the Chargers. What was that like, kind of feeling that
Put a
energy
1 in the chat, family, if you can hear
able to bring the fans a win at home?
Yeah, a home win is great. I felt like the atmosphere was great. Offense, we did our thing up front, trying to protect Jackson and running the ball pretty well. Obviously, we had some things to clean up, but it was a great win.
When a guy like Scadaboo kind of comes in the huddle and you just you see the way he runs and how physical he is, and he does not shy away from contact. He actually kind of finds it and seeks it. What does that do to you guys up front?
Yeah, he's a football guy. He's going to get the dirty yards. As offensive lineman, we want to run the ball. That's the only time we're going for it, get to be the aggressors. So when you have somebody that runs that tough, it gives us juice.
All right, so now as we turn the page for the Saints, obviously anytime you play down there, the crowd is a factor, the noise level. So aside from the noise, what are the Saints defense, what challenges they represent? I know Cam Jordan is a veteran pass rusher. He's been in the league a long time.
Yeah, they have a veteran group, obviously starting with the guys up front. They have Demario Davis, who's playing at a high level, even though he's an older player. You can tell those guys have been playing together for a while. They run to the ball. They're disciplined with their eyes. So we have to be physical up front, make sure we're keyed into our landmarks, and try to protect the quarterback as best as possible.
What are the challenges that being in the silent count represent for you?
Yeah, it's a lot harder to time the snap count. I would say that's the first thing, because you have to look at the ball, get on the same page as the center. I'm on Joe Michael all the time about making sure it's the same way so I can time it. And then also it affects your eyes, because, you're playing at home, you're listening to the snap count. I can see the whole field. I can look at, safety rotation, look at the star.
Yeah. So the ball's in there, the ball's over here, and
exactly.
Now all of a sudden I'm monkeying around over
exactly.
here.
So I got to try to look back and forth, try to periph. What I've learned that's helped me the most with that is see a little, see a lot. And if I'm trying to look at everything, I'm late off the ball, then, they might be bringing up star, and then now I'm in a bad set. So I just try to focus on getting off the ball fast and then adjust after that.
Well, listen, come back from New Orleans with a victory and maybe some beignets.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Thanks, Drew.
Well, you can get the beignets, damn. You won't get the W. Not this Sunday, baby. No W this Sunday, baby. Good win last week. We'll bring it back to reality. We getting our first one this week, baby. All right, family. So kind of interesting there, family, because we went behind enemy lines there. Talking about the difficulties of playing on the road, the silent count, and how as an offensive lineman he has to use his peripheral vision. And remember, last week you saw that every NFL team does it. Last week the Saints were doing the silent count, and it was Cesar Ruiz who was in charge of it before he got hurt. So you, the home crowd, who that nation, can make a difference in this contest. And listen, they're going to need you to get this first win. It's obvious. It's obvious, family, that they're going to need you to get across the finish line to get this first win. Now, though the Saints are 0-2 at home this season, they have fought for you. They have fought for us. They have played tough. They have been in position to win both of those games that they have played at home so far this season. And I think they will be in position again this Sunday to win this game. But the Saints are going to have to stop the run. The Giants, Tyrone Tracy, I think he is right now, he is doubtful to play with a shoulder. Of course, Cesar Ruiz, Chase Young, Trey Palmer, and Isaac Yadam have all been ruled out for the Saints for Sunday. And I know a lot of people are like, damn, 5 straight games and Chase Young is out. Man, you can't rush that injury he's dealing with, man, that calf, man. Because remember, that calf, man, leads to that Achilles, man. We see it a lot in the NBA. Guys rush back because that calf injury rush back, and what happens? That Achilles pops, man. So I think the Saints are being wise with Chase Young, man. Take his time, make sure that thing is right before he comes back. Before he rolls out for the first time this season. And right now, when you think about the New Orleans Saints defense, right now, the Saints rank 18 in total defense in the National Football League. Against the pass, the Saints rank 13th against the pass. They're allowing 205 yards in the air per game, but secondary-wise, we got to cut down the touchdowns, man. The Saints are giving up 9 passing touchdowns so far this season. So when I was talking earlier, I was saying about helping Spencer Rattler. This defense has to help Spencer Rattler. And then Spencer Rattler has to help Spencer Rattler. Can't miss wide open throws. Then Chris Olave has to help Spencer Rattler. Alvin Kamara has to help Spencer Rattler. Jawan Johnson has to help Spencer Rattler. The entire offensive line has to help Spencer Rattler. Kellen Moore has to help Spencer Rattler. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's not like this kid is going out there and throwing 1 touchdown and 8 intercepts. It's not like he's going out there and he's been the sole reason or the main reason the Saints have lost, because he hasn't. I don't care how you feel about it. Get out your feelings and speak the truth. This team is not supporting its young quarterback. They have not had his back. They didn't have his back this past Sunday. They didn't have it week 1, game week 2, and they damn sure ain't have it week 3. Nobody had nobody. I don't know what the hell that was. But anyway, get back to it. The Saints rank, again, 13 in passing defense. Now, the Saints so far this season through 4 weeks against the rush, the Saints also rank 18. Well, they rank 18 against the rush, allowing 118 yards on the ground so far this season, and they've given up 4 rushing touchdowns this season. We got to be better than that. 18, we need to try to move up at least to 15 or 14. They got to try to climb to the middle of the pack, man. Get up really out the middle of the pack. I believe for this team to start at least winning 4 or 5 games, maybe 6 this year, this defense has to climb at least I'm gonna say 13 or 12 in the National Football League. They got to improve. They just got to improve. They got to start getting takeaways. They got to start giving this offense short fields. They got to become one of the top scoring defense themselves. Now, So that's total defense. So total defense, Saints are 18 against the rush. The Saints are 18, and against the pass, the Saints are 18. Excuse me. Now, this Sunday marks the first official start for undrafted free agent Torresell Simpkins III. And courtesy of Ross Jackson, I ain't gonna put it on the screen. I'm just gonna read a bit of it to you. Torresell Simpkins III appears to be in line to start his second career game for the New Orleans Saints this week, with starting right guard Cesar Ruiz ruled out against the New York Giants. Simpkins is set to assume the role, as he successfully did in the second half of last week's game following Caesar's exit with an ankle injury. His previous start was at left guard against the Seahawks while the Saints were down a pair of offensive linemen. Yes, this is his second. I said it first, but this was his second. During his performances thus far, including preseason starts at center, the former South Carolina product has impressed with his physical and aggressive play style. This week, he'll be one of 3 key rookies to start against the Giants. He'll have his hands full. Oh, man, will he have his hands full this Sunday? But the challenge is one that he didn't temper the praise of Saints run game coordinator TJ Pagnetti. I effing love him. That's what Pagnetti said about Torresell Simpkins in an exclusive interview with LouisianaSports.net. He's awesome. He's hilarious. He's brilliant. He's one of the smartest players I ever met. This is a glowing evaluation of the young offensive lineman, Ross writes. While Simpkins stands out on tape because of his violent demeanor, his intelligence it takes to execute that style cannot be understated. The kid, he's a smart player, he's an aggressive player, he's a nasty player, he's a young player, he's an undrafted free agent. Again, that just goes to show us, family, the draft, it's not etched in stone. It's a crapshoot, baby. The draft is a crapshoot. You have gems like this. You have players like this that fall through the cracks. We sit here now, and I'm looking around the National Football League at some starting guards playing, and I'm like, how the hell this kid didn't get drafted? But I'm glad he wound up with the New Orleans Saints, and the Saints are glad he wound up with the New Orleans Saints. And I'm telling you now, depending on how he play, and if he play how he's been playing and everything keeps going up, he might not relinquish that right guard spot. And I know that'll make a lot of you in Who That Nation happy. I know it make a lot of people out there happy right now. But again, Torresell Simpkins gets the start. He's going to be going up against Big Dexter Lawrence, one of the best in the business, baby. That's going to be a battle within the game itself to keep an eye on. So I'm going to be trying to highlight that young man's performance. I'm going up against that interior of the New York Giants. And also, man, kind of on the quiet kept. It's the return of Paulson Adebo, baby. Paulson Adebo comes back to the Dome, baby, to go up against Shaheed and Olave. He's going to feel comfortable. Hey, but they're referees. You can't hold him. Damn it. Let's see if he'll draw flags while he's in the blue like he drew when he was in the black and gold. But, man, shout out to Paulson Adebo, man. Kind of wish we could have kept him somehow, but he moves on, man. I don't wish him luck this week at all. Not at all. I hope he get called for pass interference 5 times. 5 times. I hope he get scolded on 4 times. How about that? All right, fam. Let's go to the comments in the chat. Who that record say, though? So you saying my team sucks and Rattler is the reason for being competitive in game? I'm not saying that Rattler is the reason for the team being competitive in the game, but he's one of the reasons. He's part of the reason they've been competitive. Bro, you can slice this any way you want, records. Any way you want to try to slice it, bro. Spencer Rattler's playing above average football. and he's getting better each game. And for all the naysayers and doubters out there, you better be careful. I think you better buckle down. Because if he wins this game and then wins in that game against the Patriots, you might not see Tyler Shuck but in mop-up duty. And that's no slight against Tyler Shuck. His time may come next year. But right now, I'm saying is, Spencer Rattler's not doing anything to lose his starting position as the starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. Name me a game that he has literally cost him. I understand those missed touchdowns. I understand that. I ain't giving no passes. But a lot of people just want to say that this kid are looking for any reason to say, hey, this kid needs to be benched. And I kind of got a feeling what's going to happen. I got a feeling those people are going to get what they want. And somebody's going to come a knocking. And the Saints are going to trade Spencer Rattler. And all that Tom Pelissero said in the offseason about those execs around the NFL, and all that the 49ers defensive coordinator said, hey, Spencer Rattler is going to be a household name at the end of this season. You think coaches just throw around compliments like that to be throwing them around? Listen, I'm not sitting here telling y'all wise, y'all smart. Not sitting here telling you like, oh shit, he the next Drew Brees, or he the next Dan Fouts or Warren Moon or whoever, but he can be the first Spencer Rattler. And then we could be saying years from now, who's the next Spencer Rattler for the Saints? Why not? Why not? So that's how I'm looking at that, family. Let's see. Hurricane Mike says we need to draft a wide receiver next year. Oh, make no mistake about it. They're getting a wide receiver. They probably get him a free agent, because I just don't, unless I'm gonna see how the season plans out. But if I had to right now today, I don't think Chris Olave is back. I don't think he comes back. I don't think he wants to come back unless there's a major change in his feelings about this organization and the direction of this organization, man. Rose City says contain, disguise, and get home. The Saints got to get home this week, man. Listen, you got to protect yourself against Jackson Dart's legs, and you got to put the game in his hand. He's a young quarterback making his second start. You got to make things difficult for him. Put the game in his hand. Eliminate the run game of the New York Giants. Keep him in the pocket by being disciplined in your rush lanes. Play tight coverage in the secondary. And go from there. And let's see, man. Let's see where these chips fall Sunday. I believe it's going to be a close game. I don't see either team really running off from the other team in this contest. So let's see how things turn out, man. All right. Like I say, fam, I ain't going to keep you long. Just wanted to come in and talk to you. And I'm going to kill the music right now, because I'm sure you all are aware of the news that has come out about former LSU wide receiver, and unfortunately, the young man is not with us anymore. Kyron Lacey Jr. is no more here with his family after being wrongly accused of a terrible and crime of a hit and run, an accident that cost the life, unfortunately, of a an elderly gentleman. And our thoughts and prayers go out to that gentleman's family. Kyron Lacy was one of the most talented wide receivers in college football. He was beloved by his coaches and by his teammates and by his family and by his friends. So why in the hell was this young man wrongfully accused? The code of public opinion was too much for this young man to bear. They slandered this young man's name. This child, because to me, he's a child. He was somebody's child. He was somebody's child. Went into a dark place. Went into a place that he couldn't escape. He felt the weight of the world come down on him. And there are good things about social media, and then there are just awful things about social media. And for those of you who don't know, his lawyer released footage showing that Kyron Lacy was innocent of what he was being charged of. His NFL dreams went up in smoke because of being wrongfully accused. He took his life because of those on social media, public opinion, those who were saying that he was a no good human being or he was this type of human being. This young man's mother does not have a son. She can't hug a son tonight. Think about that. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're Asian. I don't care if you're Hispanic, German, whatever. If you have kids and you love your kids and they're with you right now, or you have seen your child today and you are able to hug your child, kiss your child, talk to your child, call your child, have your child reach back out to you, you should feel blessed. But you also should feel the pain of the parents and loved ones of Kyron Lacy. Because he can't do that. They can't do that. Excuse me, family. So I'm gonna play this video for those of you who didn't see it. I'm gonna play it for you and get it set up for you. All right, I got it set up. Get it full screen here. Go full screen, and I want y'all to listen to this. Everybody, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear it. And here we go.
Yeah, so what you'll see is in the top left of the screen, you're going to see multiple cars just making their way south to Thibodaux, coming from Vacherie. At some point in time, you're going to see the collision, which we're going to know is vehicle number 2 from oncoming traffic colliding with the vehicle of Mr. Hall. You will see another vehicle come to a stop, and then you'll see Kyron Lacy come to a stop.
So as we've seen the video, it looks like the impact happens and then Kyron Lacy is behind him. How far away was he from there?
Well, yeah, that's the beauty of the investigative report that I now have my hands on. We know from data that Kyron Lacy did in fact pass 4 cars. There's no disputing that. Further north, Kyron Lacy passed 4 cars. However, he was back in his lane of travel, 92.3 yards. Back in his lane, behind Mr. Hall. At the time of impact, he's 72.6 yards behind the vehicles at the time of impact. Keyword, behind the vehicles. That is not how this story was ever painted. Never.
Any part of the district attorney's investigation that talked about Mr. Lacy getting back, I guess we call it, what do you call it, correcting or getting in your proper lane?
Sure, he was back in his proper lane according to their data. This isn't my expert. This is the investigation of the Lafourche Parish District Attorney's Office. So I'm here simply comparing and contrasting the District Attorney's Office with state police in this matter, their investigations. And in that investigation,
Well, there you have it, family. Again, send our prayers out to the family of the elderly gentleman who was killed. And we send our love and prayers out to Karen Lacey's family. She'll be watching this young man in the NFL right now. She'll be one of the happiest moments of his life. He should have had one of the most proudest and most exciting moments of his life of being drafted in the National Football League. But because he was wrongfully accused and bullied and mocked and ashamed, made a target by those who just go off the first thing they hear without getting the facts. Why was he even charged? Why? Why was he even charged for this? You saw the footage. He wasn't speeding. He wasn't the one that hit the gentleman. Looked like Karen Lacey was riding right past the accident. And somebody decided to say, hey, hit and run. African-American sports car. Who knows? All I know is this, family. That young man's not here. The Saints play Sunday. And hopefully the Saints can get their first win. This is DOLPH Jackson. This is the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. I normally don't get into things like this, but the way they drug that kid's name through the mud to the point that child to me, that child to his mother, his father, couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. I'm going to take comments and we go get on out of here. Still Bill says another rush to judgment. St. Doug say my heart's heavy, fam. That's sad. Jerry, glad you showed us, Dolph. Yes, sir. Yeah, Rock. Innocent, my brother, innocent. He was innocent, man. All right, family, look, I will see everybody Sunday, as I will be doing the Saints-Giants game. And immediately following that, we will go straight into the kickback, baby. Lines will be open. Call in, get it off your chest, baby. Will the Saints get their first win? Or will they go to 0-5? And Spencer Rattler still be searching for his first victory? And if the Saints do lose Sunday, and Spencer Rattler has his first truly bad game, could it be the start to the end of the Spencer Rattler era as the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints? You got to tune in Sunday with your boy Dog, baby, to find out. So remember, Sunday, 12 noon, Giants Saints right here. Come on in, Sports Network, Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. Remember to kick your Sunday off with us here at the Come On In Sports Network with As the NFL Turns, the #1 pregame show, fastest growing pregame show on all social media. Join myself, Coach Rock, Carlos, PJ, Zach, Learns, and Cowboy for all the great action as we get you set up for all the day's action and we reveal our straight ballers of the day. Until Sunday, family, take care. And remember, love and who that? We out.